introduce yourselves?
Absolutely not. My name is Tom. I'm a play-by-play caster for the LPL.
Hello, my name is Pulse, or Richard Cam, and I'm a play-by-play caster as well for the LPL. Oh boy.
Where to begin?
Yeah, well for me it's very interesting since I look Chinese, my family is Cantonese, but everyone also just assumes that, right? So when I get into like any situation that requires me to talk to people, they just assume I do, and it just becomes really, really awkward. So I think that's like most of my interactions, like going to restaurants or even like getting something over the counter, it's just like they just speak Chinese at me or like Mandarin, and I'm just like, I don't know what to do. I get freaked out every single time. So that's like most of my experiences so far.
Yeah, for me it's learning how to point at things because I don't speak any Chinese at all. Whenever I need to order, I point and I make weird hand signals. And sometimes it works, and sometimes it doesn't.
It's actually great because I use him to order things most of the time. So like I'll be like, Dom, point at that thing because he has long arms, so he can like point at the menu for me.
Yeah,
so it's actually pretty good.
Yeah.
But you have this terrible habit of like when people speak Mandarin, he looks at them and he's just like, Dway, and then hopes they start speaking at him, and if they do, you give Dway another shot, and if it doesn't work, then it's like, I'm sorry, I don't speak Mandarin.
Trained in the wrong direction or bought the wrong thing.
The other day when I was trying to get to the studio, it was myself and Raz, and it was just like, who gives the direction? It was like, okay, so the studio is 3 stops away from this stop at West Nanjing. It was like, okay, cool. And it starts with L. So we looked at like, what has L that's like 3 stops away, and there was one that was 4 stops away, but we assumed that it was 3 stops and then like a place, right? Because that makes sense, and then we just thought that was correct. So we got our metro cards, we were like super proud of ourselves, we took the train, and we got out, and we were like, okay, where's the super brand mall? We asked the nearest person who was, at the time, trying to sell me an English language course, so that wasn't great. But then it was like, do you know where super brand mall is? And he was like, no idea. We looked around and realized we were a completely different part of Shanghai. So we were like super late for the show day. But that was like pretty much experience 1 of me just getting completely lost in Shanghai.
Yeah. For me, I don't really have that many troubles getting around, I don't reckon.
Really?
Yeah. Because I can usually see where I'm going.
Yeah, that's true.
So I can just
look over everybody.
Yeah. No, yeah, I haven't had that much troubles at all. Mm-hmm. Yeah, thank you. A little bit, yeah. So, I'm starting to pick up some characters. Like, I'm starting to get like a general sense, you know, whenever people are talking to me like, oh, I kind of know what's going on.
Yeah.
But then I try to chime in and I'm like, oh yeah, that thing was super cool, that was awesome. And then they're just like, that's not what we were talking about at all.
Yeah, like the tones get me for sure, because like I'll pick up some words and be like, did that guy actually just say that? But then it's like a completely different sentence because I didn't get the tones right. Yeah. That happens a lot. Yeah.
Like I was in a cab with the video team a little bit earlier, and they kept on saying "fa piao, fa piao." Kept on saying it over and over, like with a joke, and they were all laughing and having a good time. So we got out of the car, and I was like, "Oh, so you need to get your tax form, right?" And they were like, what? They weren't saying "fa piao." So yeah.
Did you find out what they were saying?
I have no idea.
Okay. Well.
Yeah, the fans are awesome. Oh man, it's so good to actually be here and see the fans. After being in the bunker where we're like, our old studio was just kind of underground in this small, quiet arena. And we just had our TV screens to show us like, these awesome venues and it looks so cool. But actually being here in person is so much better. And talking to the players too, some of the players speak English. It's awesome.
It's just freaking cool, you know, like the atmosphere. And I actually got to go out the other day with Clement, who's sitting off camera right now, and we were just talking to fans. It was like everyone's so passionate, and it's just so awesome because I came from the EU LCS, and I had the experience of like being in front of a crowd, and then that was like taken away from me when I went to the bunker. And then when I got here, it's just like I got that back, and it was almost tenfold because Chinese fans are so passionate, so awesome just to talk to. That's what makes me really excited about learning the language, is that at some point I want to be able to talk to the fans and talk to the players, like, you know, on a conversational basis.
Someday I want to do karaoke with Rookie.
karaoke hero, bro.
Yeah.
I would
Because
be
he's
down to
super
jam
good.
with him as well.
Yeah,
I think he
yeah.
plays guitar, so.
Yeah, so now we need to practice our Mandarin and learn some Chinese songs.
It's fine, we can communicate through the power of music.
Yeah, exactly.
That's my
Disney
goal.
songs, Disney
Yeah.
songs. FPX is pretty fun. They're
Yeah.
a pretty fun team. But Snake, man. The Snake upset.
I mean, I was gonna say for you it's pretty easy because you cast like every one of BBG's upsets.
Yeah, I know. I want to cast EDG's games, but every time I cast, they get upset.
Yeah.
I'm like a bad luck
Were you
charm.
there in the venue as well?
Yeah. I was in the venue in Chongqing when they lost, and yeah, that was an experience.
Yeah, that looks dumb.
Yeah.
So, for me, yeah, FPX again. Like FPX is such a fun team to watch because I really like following the player Gimgoon, and like I love watching Game Talents. I also like watching Dan Gaming. And for a lot of people, they watch the show and it's just like, why would you like those teams? But they're just like so fun to watch. They're like typical like OMG. OMG is another favorite team because they're just so aggressive. They're so fun to watch. Like they have massive personalities on the team as well. And like FPX is like all of those parts, but then like in a good team, right? Like, and that team I feel like has so much potential this split that getting to see them so much early on is really cool to me. Ooh, I think that was an easier question a week ago.
Yeah.
But now, after all of the upsets that have happened, I think it's really difficult to tell. I think like RNG are the most consistent now, but like even that's difficult to say because the whole group is 2-1. So
pick one.
I know I have to pick one. Oi, you calm down. If I had to pick one,
I think
maybe
EDG. I think EDG do it.
or RNG.
Yeah.
Like the problem is, because EDG is always a safe bet because of the organization, and no matter who they put into the roster, you know it's going to work because they have such a good core. But then when you look at like RNG, they have the star power. They look at IG, and they're like they could stabilize very soon. Like they've only fought against who? Like EDG, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. So like it's between. Man, this is tough.
isn't it?
This is
You
really
just gotta
tough.
pick one. Go with your gut. Go with your heart.
Go with my heart.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Snake.
It's an FPX.
FPX.
Let's say IG. I'm gonna say IG. I'll take a bit of a risk because I think IG. Invictus Gaming.
EDG. Knight. Yugao.
Nice and easy one. The gal's popping up right now.
Yeah, Yugao's doing work.
I would love him because his name's Two-Faced. Because it's weird because I look at like some of the teams that come together like RW and FPX as like almost rookie teams, but they're not, right?
Yeah.
Because they're like very much players who were like in the back lines and then got their chance at like a starting roster who were very interesting.
You can't say iBoy anymore.
No, you
he's
can't say
still so
iBoy.
young.
Yeah, Jackulov.
Jackulov,
like,
yeah,
he's got
Jackulov.
he's got room to grow though.
Abel, you reckon?
Kelly, Abel, I don't know because he played one game and then got subbed out, and then it does Casa count as a rookie?
Oh yeah.
Is that technically true?
Well, no.